Hello and welcome. Today I want to talk about how to become a VTuber, but not in the usual way you might have seen. I'm here to show you the cheapest way to get started without sacrificing what you want to do as a VTuber. Let's dive into some budget-friendly options that will help you bring your VTubing dreams to life. This is my first time ever making a tutorial video, so I would love if you guys would give me some feedback and let me know how I did. Or if you even like this type of content, let me know. Because if you guys like it, I will continue. If you don't, I'll totally do something different. But your feedback really matters now. I truly appreciate it. This video is broken down into sections, covering everything you need with the most affordable options I've found for each. So if you're looking for a certain piece of gear, feel free to skip ahead. To become a VTuber, here's what you'll need. Something to run Vtube Studio on, a microphone, a camera, and a model. Put the model at last because if you know about VTubers and you've watched a lot of VTubers and you kind of know what they're all about, you know models can be very expensive. Very. So that's really where your money's gonna really go. But in this video, I'm gonna show you how to get a model for really cheap. So stay tuned, or if you want to skip ahead to it, that's totally fine. And you'll find out how you can really optimize that spending and get a decent looking model. You don't need anything on how to show your model off like I'm doing now. There's a thing that you have to have, and this is your first purchase. So this is why I'm talking about it. What you're gonna need is Vtube Studio. Vtube Studio is what I'm using right now to show you my model. The thing about it is, for whatever device you use to run Vtube Studio, you will have to pay if you don't want the watermark and you want more features. But if you want to use it for free, you totally can. You just won't get the extra features or anything like that. You don't really need them if you don't really want them, but it does help you kind of have a cleaner look and a more professional kind of VTuber production. The best method to go the cheapest route as a VTuber, if you really want to become a VTuber as cheap as possible, would be doing it all from your phone. Phones are always going to be the cheapest route, no matter how you look at it. But you can't just go with any smartphone. You have to go with a smartphone that can handle VTubing and plus handle streaming and recording. Now, if you have a phone already, and most you probably do, you might be okay. But if you want a phone that's going to be your streaming, VTubing setup only, then here are some recommendations. So the best phone to have when you're doing VTubing is the iPhone because of the tracking software it has in it. You don't have to get the brand new iPhone. You don't have to get the most expensive iPhone. If you go online and look up any iPhone 10 or higher, they do okay. Here is usually the price range. The iPhone 10 and iPhone 11 are usually around 100 to 200. These are on eBay. But if you want something that is brand new, Walmart has an iPhone 11 around the 200, 300 price really. So you're better off going for the Walmart one in my opinion, because if you get it on eBay, it still could possibly be new, but you can get it from Walmart or you can get it from your local big brand store, it'd be really better because you get the warranty and you get all that kind of stuff. That being said, that is your only phone of the iPhone that will really run in Vtube Studio. So, but if you don't want to get an iPhone, you don't want to worry about it, or you don't really like the iPhone system, there's always Android. The only thing about the Android though, it still will do well. It just won't have the tracking capabilities. But from my perspective, the tracking capabilities on the iPhone, I've only seen a difference when it comes to my eyes. But other than that, you may get smoother when your model gets more advanced. But for right now, it really doesn't matter since you're starting out. So if you want to use Android, there's a lot of Android phones out there that are capable of running Vtube Studio. But here's what I recommend. Here are the specs on Steam on how much power you need to run Vtube Studio. And this is considered Windows or Mac, but it kind of pushes over to the app version as well, even though app version might not take as much. but you kind of want to follow this guide when you're looking for a phone. So pretty much all you need is to worry about is your processor and your memory. For processor, you need at least a 1.8 gigahertz or higher, and for memory, you need 4 gigs of RAM. The good thing is, 4 gigs of RAM is easy to come by with phones. You can even go higher with a really good price too as well. But you just need enough, even though these are the minimum, you just need enough to be able to run the studio and also be able to run other things that you plan to run. Look for these specs if you don't like the recommendations that I make. So the two phones that I found that meet those requirements are the Samsung Galaxy S9 or the Google Pixel 3. You will get a decent experience out of these other than the tracking. While also using these phones or Android phones, you need to have good lighting. If you don't have good lighting, it's going to be really hard to track your face. So you might need to invest in some lights as well. Those are really cheap. You can even have like a lamp. Even the lamp helps. Anything helps to really light up your face. So once you get your phone set up and everything ready to go, you're going to need a streaming and recording software, depending on what you're doing. If you're going to be streaming and recording, this can work both ways. The apps that I recommend to be able to live stream and record is Streamlabs or Prism Live Studio. Streamlabs, if you ever heard of it, most people use it. I don't know anyone who doesn't use it, really. Most your big YouTubers, big streamers usually use Streamlabs. They probably use Prism Studio as well. But these are all free. You can use them to your heart's content. The only thing you can't do on these for free is multi-stream. You do have to pay a monthly fee to multi-stream. Other than that, not too bad at all. 2 multi-stream is usually 10 to 20 bucks a month, and that's not bad if you really want the multi-stream. But that's totally up to you if you want to do that. Another thing about phones I wanted to talk about was the quality of streams. So if you're going to get a low budget phone, you're going to have to worry about what your resolution is going to be on stream. Most likely, your stream might only be 720. That's not a bad thing. It's just since you're using lower hardware, you're going to have to do that. But the good thing is, if you are recording or live streaming, doesn't really matter. Once you get done with your live stream, you can totally take that out of YouTube and upscale it. Now, if you don't plan on live streaming at all, let's say your internet is like horrible, it's totally fine, I totally get it. There is usually screen recorders programmed into your phone that are completely free with a phone. But you can also go off and find some other apps. The other apps I recommend are AZ Screen Recorder and DU Recorder. These are the most popular used. I haven't used them personally because I'm more of a PC user, but these are the two that I've seen people are okay with, and they might have mixed reviews, but they might be something you can kind of check out. But hopefully your phone has a really good screen recording. You can just use that, because that would probably be your best bet. It's just to use the one that's programmed in your phone. You don't gotta pay a dime, because that's the cheapest. Let's switch it over to PC. Depending on what you're doing for a PC, you're going to need a little more powerful than what the recommendations were that I showed you. Because you're wanting to run Vtube Studio, you're wanting to run YouTube, you're wanting to run games, or you're wanting to do whatever you're wanting to do, you are all going to do it on one machine. So you at least need an Intel i5 or an AMD Ryzen 5 processor and 8 gigs of RAM at least. What has that? Well, from what I found, there's a Levio Ideal Pad 3, an Acer Aspiring 5, and HP Pavilion are all solid budget options around $400. $400. Now you could possibly find these cheaper on eBay, or you might have one. I don't know what you have. Maybe even an open box somewhere. But $400 is probably the best you possibly can do. Even with budget laptops, you can still stream at 720, which is totally fine for most VTubers. And many viewers won't even notice the difference. They won't even notice at all. I mean, some might. The little techie people looking at you going, oh, 720. Oh, she's in the Stone Age. Don't worry about them people, okay? 720 is totally fine. But anyways, moving on to our microphone. You're gonna need a microphone. I would not suggest using the microphone on your laptop or your phone or computer. Don't do it. It's not gonna be good. But the microphones that are fun, they're pretty cheap, they're pretty good. Beefin K669B for only $30. Blue Snowball Ice, $50, and a Raisin Siren Mini, $50. I have tried the Blue Snowball Ice and the Razor, and I like them both. They do pretty well for that price. The good thing is about mics on a PC, even though they're cheap, they can sound good. Now don't expect to get your microphone out of the box and hook it up and start talking and it sound like Morgan Freeman. Okay, you're not gonna sound like Morgan Freeman, I promise you. But you can make that mic better. If you're using Streamlabs or OBS Studio, you can do filters to make your voice sound a lot better EQ'd, a lot better with compressors and noise cancelers, all that. If you want to look into that, there's a video that I know of that I'll leave down in the link description that I think does a very good job at describing how to do that in detail. So go down there once you get all that and follow that to a T. Microphone for a phone. Now these microphones are gonna be a lot smaller. They're gonna be more clip-ons, like clip onto your shirts or whatever you're doing in a way. They're not really the type of microphones you see like where these streamers have like the big arms and all that, or the big microphones. It's just a little clip. So the ones that I found that are really good recommended are the lavalier or compact mic. This one's only $20. This is actually the cheapest one I could find. Now, if you want to go higher, the best quality one would be the Rode Video Micro for 60 to 70. It's a little up there, but you're gonna have a really good sound with the Rodes. Rodes are very good. They are very high praised, and for that price, that's not too bad, and that's brand new. So real quick, so like I said, you can fix up your microphone a lot on the PC, but your phone, not so much that I know of. I tried to search some stuff about it, I couldn't really find anything. So you're really gonna have to rely on your microphone heavily of straight audio when you're streaming. But if you're recording, you can totally fix it up, no big deal. But keep in mind that your microphone is all you. There's no filters, there's no EQ settings. Now there might be, and I just couldn't find it, but if you don't have those things, then you're gonna need to be in the best room possible, the best environment ever, where you can get that microphone to sound as crisp as possible. But yeah, I don't have any videos on that, but just a fair warning. Now let's move on to the cameras. If you want to use the phone, you can still use the phone on PC, your camera phone. But if you don't want to deal with any of that and you want to just use a webcam, for me, I like webcams better because they just are always stationary. They're always there. You don't gotta do anything with them. But if you really want to use the phone and get the best quality of tracking, do it, you know. But if you're like me and you just want a straight old webcam, here's some good recommendations. You have the Logitech C270, the Microsoft LiveCam HD 3000, and the Logitech C920. These are all good. They're all around pretty cheap, around $30 to $20, $40. But here's the thing, you never have to upgrade once you get your webcam. As long as you're hitting 30 frames per second and it has at least 720, you're fine. All it's doing is tracking you. It is not doing anything else other than that. In Vtube Studio, you want to use 30 frames per second. You don't want to use anything higher. If you do, your model will start going all whack and everything like that. It's kind of like watching a cartoon or anime in 60 frames per second. It's a little weird. Everything moves too fast. That's why you don't need to do it. So these cameras do great. They'll last you for however long, as long as they don't go out, and they're super cheap. So I totally recommend these. Now, for the most important part, your model. Now, this is not based on research or anything like that. This is what I did, okay? So here's the cheapest way you can do it. And it might be weird, but go to Fiverr. Okay, a lot of people might be in the comments right now. Fiverr? Why would you use Fiverr? Oh my god, don't use Fiverr. Okay, listen. You want to start a VTube channel. You want to do it cheap. This is how you do it cheap. So you go to Fiverr. You find someone to do a drawing of whatever you want, of whatever your idea is. For me, I found someone to draw this model, exactly how it looks. I paid $15. Then you find someone for rigging. They rig it, that only cost me $50. So you can get a custom model up and running for less than $100. That's what I did, you know. Now, of course, your model's not perfect. Tracking might not be amazing, you know, you don't have all these moving parts and everything, but it gets you started, you know, it gets you to where you want to be on YouTube with a model ready to go, you know. So with that being said, what matters is you bringing your content to life. It doesn't matter where you got your model, it doesn't matter anything like that. You know, faster you get on YouTube, the more you can really start getting a foothold. And that's it. That's all I got. You can get started as a VTuber without spending a fortune, whether you're using just your phone or opting for a simple PC setup. There are plenty of affordable options out there. And remember, it's about having fun, connecting with your audience, and focus on creating content you enjoy. The best model and setup will come in time, and it will, I promise. Once you get a foothold and once you start blowing up and getting millions of views and all that jazz, you will be able to get an amazing model. You'll be able to get an amazing mic, an amazing all. You'll do it, I promise. You promise. You'll get there, you know. But anyways, I hope this video helps you get started. If you found this helpful, please make sure you leave a like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. And comment down below anything that I missed, anything that I need to improve on, because this is my first one, so I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to these kind of videos, but I hope this got across to you and everything. But anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks for being here and everything. Hope you guys have a great rest of your week, rest of your weekend, whatever you got. And I hope to see you in the next video. And good luck to your VTuber journey. Bye.